Yay, we're getting ready to talk about something that I absolutely love. So, in the community yesterday, one of you asked a really good question. And the question basically was, let me read it. I thought I had it pulled up, but then maybe I don't. Basically, the question was, what can I do to get more engagement on my media page? It just seems like people are watching, that they're looky loos, and so this is going to go up under the marketing tab. For those of you that are watching on YouTube, to my people that love a melanated vibe, you want community that is driven by our style and our purpose, I just want to let you know that you can go to aclive.co and you can join us there. I have a special community that is not hosted on any other platform because guess what? We got a different vibe, we got a different kind of feel. And so these are just some of the examples of the free videos that I'm doing via YouTube to stream there. Um, and put some great information out there to help business owners. For those that don't know me, I'm August Crenshaw, and I'm in business and success sales coach. My strategy, my lanes are strategy, mindset, and sales, and so I help a lot of sisters in particular show up with a high level of authenticity, but in a strategic manner, in order to be more profitable in business, to build a sustainable business, and because building up your audience is one of the most important things that you can do. And so, anyway, one of you asked the question about, what do I do? I'm wondering, what do I do to get people to start responding? And so, the first thing that I'm going to say is this, is just real talk. As it pertains to live video, there's a science to it. There really is a science to it where you get to the point like how I'm doing a video right now because it is by request, as opposed to like I'm showing up live, I'm doing these videos, I'm trying to get people's attention, and I want people to respond to me and engage with me. And a lot of individuals, it's not just you talking to the people, which some people are totally weirded out like that, especially if you don't have anybody on the video with you. Many of you, when you watch my videos, you will be like, wait a minute, she talking like I'm here right now. And I am, because I know that time bends to my will. And so that right now moment when you're seeing the video is that right now moment when we're in exchange with each other. And so I step into that persona, I step into that aura, and I accept and I have that expectation. So, but it's still deeper than that. It's not just what you're saying, it's how you're creating your titles, it's what you're saying when you're on the video, and it's understanding what you should really be discussing. And so for me, as a business owner, I don't just say, oh, it's common sense that since I'm talking to entrepreneurs, that I should have all of my topics be centered around how do you make more money in your business. That's superficial. I talk about the aches, the feelings, the pains, the desires that people want. I talk about their concerns. And then I use enough wisdom to understand how to talk about their concerns, give them a little bit of wisdom to have to increase their hope, but not giving up all my goodies so that they need to keep coming back to me to keep getting driplets of hope, to build a relationship, to begin to trust me, to eventually contact me and then utilize my services to deal with whatever that issue is. And so, what I realize a lot of people do, you don't even realize that you don't get a lot of feedback on your videos because you have a tendency to just talk at people and give them whatever they want. You don't jump into that personality and that persona. You don't necessarily, for instance, ask a lot of questions. You just get into that zone and you just get to talking. If you all ever notice with me, one way or another, I'll say something. I'll be like, wait a minute, hold up. Did you hear that? Let me say it again. And then I'll bring it back. And I'll be like, whether you're watching now, whether you're watching the replay, like I really want to know. I don't just say whether you're watching now or you're watching the replay. I want to ask you a question. Please put your answer in the comments. I'd be like, no, I really want to know. I want to know what you think. And so that's a call to action. I do things where I require my audience to respond to me in order for the engage to make sense, in order for us to go back and forward. So it's quality content, and it's also the way that you're communicating that quality content to have someone feel that vibe that you're speaking to them and not speaking at them. And so most of you suffer when you do your videos or you do your presentations because you are in presentation mode. You're not in communication mode. And people, they look at me because when I'm coaching individuals, I teach them to stop trying to be so doggone professional. because professionalism is an overrated term and it is relative. Like I've seen posts before where people say, "Oh my God, these entrepreneurs that just be out here cussing, they just ain't professional." Sweetie, my audience likes the fact that I cuss. Most of them do, because deep down inside, even the ones that won't cuss, they be wanting to drop an F bomb sometimes. I drop the F bomb for them, and they love that. It's not even so much that they may love that I cuss, it's just the fact that they're like, man, this sister is willing enough to be bold enough and be who she is. She talks about authenticity all the time. And she is authentic. And so their subconscious is being ignited because what are they holding back? You could be the exact opposite. You want to say Jesus, but you trying to make sure that you don't alienate people. But if you a Jesus freak, then just be a Jesus freak. Be who it is that you are and put it out there. And so people look at my persona, they look at my essence and the way that I show up, and then I'm talking to them. I'm not so busy. People are not looking for prim, prime, and proper. Social media has put us in a position where people get to see the real. And in order for you to stimulate hope in other people, most of them want to see the real. They don't really believe that they can ever be like Oprah. To them, Oprah is an anomaly. But you, with your multiple six-figure business or the business that finally just got you the ability to leave your job, is hope for them. You and your sustainable marriage that you ain't arguing and bickering, you ain't posting happy pics. You all are really a happy family. Those kind of things are other people's desires. And so when you're talking about what they want to hear and you're having a conversation with them with saying, you know what, I just want to be strategic and tell you these strategies, there's a big difference between that. And I find that most entrepreneurs fall into the presentation instead of doing what you see with me and falling into the developing a relationship. We hear people say things like relationships are at the core of building a business. But when we build our business, we're so busy about making sure that we say, our website looks right, that we say the information correctly, that we don't. I mean, I know women that won't even do live videos because they're worried about whether or not they're going to or ah. They will go back and watch their own video and be like, oh my God, do you hear how many times I said and ah? Do you know the vast majority of the times I don't say or ah? Because I'm in flow. And when I'm in flow, I'm talking so fast and saying so much, there's no room for an and ah other than when I'm demonstrating. But there are other times when I am just in this place and it's like, oh, and I accidentally slur words. See, I just said slur words or do something else, and I don't care. So quality content, speaking about what they want to speak about, not being in presentation mode, having a conversation and illuminating the spirit and the essence of a dialogue, even when they're not there. Requiring engagement from people by the way that you're asking questions and loosening up. Those are a few things that you can do in order to bring more liveliness and soulfulness to your videos and to get people to engage with you. Now, the whole creation and doing all of that stuff, I will be honest with you, is that is an art. I do teach people how to do live video. I have a bona fide 5-day live video training with the training as well as you being able to see and listen to other men and women ask me questions to get clarity on how to show up, because there's a science behind it. There's a science behind marketing. And a lot of times we don't embrace that. We just want to put it out there, put a link out there, and then expect everything to grow. But understanding how to psychologically move people and manipulate them for the good. People use these powers for evil all the time. That it really is an art and it is a strategic thing. And so for those of you that are in the community, I have different resources. But before I offer anybody the opportunity to, buy that course or, do that thing, give me a moment, because there's several offers that are going to be coming up, especially after the summit is over. And I want you to make the best decision and the most cost-effective decision. Some of you may believe that all you need to do is learn how to do live video, when what you really need to do is make sure that you've zoned in on who your ideal client is, because you hear what I'm saying, but as far as it pertains to the people that you're created to serve, it's not clicking. What are those deeper inner conversations? What is that deeper dialogue that they want to have when I'm picking my subject matter and my content? And how do I get out of presentation mode? Well, you can't do that until you got some of the foundational pieces together. And so I just don't like telling people products and services out of order. So let's continue to grow this relationship. But those are a few pointers that you can use right now. So that's all I have for you. I hope that this video was helpful. If you have any more questions, let me know, and then I'll let you know if it's something that we're going to have to wait on, because it is going to require you to actually make an investment so that you can take your time and work through the training to get there. So that's it. I love you all. I'm going to get out of here. Another video. Deuces.